Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
How's everyone out there?
It's Thursday.
Give me a thumbs up.
Woohoo!
Yay.
There's a pop.
A pop.
A pop. Cece says, good morning, everybody. So great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I'm Frank Spillers.
And I'm Kim Spillers. And this is our mascot, Cece. She's our Wuka raccoon to help people understand, understand, comfort, and appreciate yourself and others. And she joins us to start with and then watches us from the table. So see ya.
Cece comes from a long line of building civility around the world. That is Cece's mission. How do we all get along? Well, one of the things that we all want to get along with is, are we doing exactly what we want to do and are designed to do? And that's an important question that you have to ask yourself. And that's an important question and process that we start to evaluate and to take apart here at Rural Community Solutions when we talk to communities about entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurs, well, they're kind of a different breed, maybe. I mean, they think differently. They think differently. They have
a lot of drive.
Yeah.
A lot of drive because they know what they want to do and what they were put here to do. So this is Entrepreneurship Month, and we are going to talk all about entrepreneurs.
So one of the things that we talk about specifically in our philosophy of WUCA, WUCA stands to welcome, understand, comfort, and appreciate yourself and others. But it goes along with our pillars of the foundation of building prosperous communities and what you can do as a community to help support people that live within your community. Here at Rural Community Solutions, we help communities design family-friendly, youth-centered places that attract people, entrepreneurs, home-based businesses, and a teleworkforce. Because, in today's day and age, people are choosing where they want to live. They're not choosing the job and then moving to the job and just kind of saying, well, this is where I have to live. They are choosing where they want to live, and then they either bring a job with them, they bring a business with them, or they find a job once they locate there. And so that is a whole different philosophy that your community has to go through, and Rural Community Solutions has the processes, and we talk about the processes here, either through the experts that we interview on a daily basis or a weekly basis, or through our knowledge and what we have done with communities and where we have worked and what other communities have done. And quite frankly, that's where the important is where does the rubber meet the road? And one of the things in comfort, as we look at, comfort goes along with the entrepreneurship pillar, because when you're comfortable, you're doing exactly what makes you comfortable within your skin, right? And so you might have this burning desire, and that's part of passion, is that burning desire, but you say, oh, I can't make money at it, or man, I would really love to do something like that. But we define passion as this: what would you be doing that you would not mind doing for free? That's passion. So as you look at your life and you look at what's been going on, and all of a sudden you say, boy, I wish I could make money at that. That's passion, because you can make money at that, and you know how, you can find out how to make money at that. And that's really the uncovering of how do we help support and how do we build a passion within entrepreneurs. So as we start to then build this around the community, you want to do a couple of things. One, you want to support them. You want to help them and support them in their passions and where they go. Now, this is a big reason why. Let me show you these statistics here. And Gallup has done these statistics for a long, long time. And I've showed them about a month ago on the show here. But I want to run through them because it really defines what people are passionate about. If the United States was a workforce, All right. We had maybe about a third of our population in the workforce, and they were working, they were at jobs. 30% of those folks would be actively engaged in what they do. In other words, they are passionate about what they do. They get up in the morning and they get to go to work. They get to do what they're passionate about. So it doesn't really seem like work. It just flows, and they're satisfying their inner desires of what they do on a daily basis. 50%, or of the 100 million of them, 50 million of those people are disengaged in what they're doing. In other words, they get up in the morning and go to work. And that's it. I mean, it's just the mechanics of it. I have to do this to provide for my family. I have to do this. And it's a Monday through Friday or a 5-day week or 6-day week survivability until your day off. And then you get to do what you want to do, or then you get to not do what you don't want to do. And that's 50% of our workforce. Then we go into the 20%, and they're angry. I mean, they wake up in the morning and they go, oh, geez, I have to do this. Well, I'm going to make everybody else miserable. So they have this plan throughout the day that they get up in the morning, and they're so disengaged. They're actively disengaged in their work. And what actively disengaged means is that they find ways to actively upset and disengage the engaged workforce. In other words, they're the ones that walk up to you and you are just passionate about what you're doing. And you have this drive and you're happy about where you're at and you're happy about what you're doing. And they just come up and they try to squelch that passion. Oh, you can't make money at that. You won't be good at that. Nobody wants that. Why would anybody want to do that? Why do you want to take that risk? You're no good. Why don't you go out and get a real job? These are things that people talk to entrepreneurs about, right? Entrepreneurship in some people's minds is not a job. It's not a career. They don't understand that when you work for yourself, you're not actually at a job. And so
often those people are your family.
They are.
Yeah, often they are. And God love them. That's a change in mindset from generation to generation. But it really isn't, because Main Street's been loaded with entrepreneurs since the beginning of our communities. So think of those Main Street businesses, those small businesses, and you are thinking of an entrepreneur.
But as you look at those statistics, 30% are actively engaged. That just means that 30% of us are really operating within the passion that we have within us, that we are fulfilling our inner desires to do what we want to do. And we know how to make money at it. And so that is, that's a part of us. That is part of how we are. So your comfort zone, your inner being of being comfortable within your own skin, is made up of 4 different items. It's passion, your purpose, a vision of the future that you clearly see and you clearly want to do, and then goals to get you there. Now, just having passion and purpose and vision is not going to get you to where you want to go. That 4th step is an extremely important one, and it's goals to get you there. So come back throughout the month of September and we'll show you how you can get there. But today it's that how do you determine that inner fire that you have within you, that is just there. So let me show you then what passion means. Okay, passion is this. It's that motivating force within you. If you don't have that motivation that moves you to do it, I mean, you just, there's something in there that says, I really need to do this. Now, if you're doing something else and something inside of you is saying, this is really what I want to do, but this is what I have to do. You have this conflict within you of, I want to do this, but I have to do this. Now what? I'm in a quandary. And so you just start to kind of push away your passion and say, well, that's a nice dream, but I could never do that. I can't get there. All right. And so what you have to do this is to look at that passion and say, okay, who else is doing what I want to do? Is somebody out there doing what I want to do? And are they making money at it? And if they are, find out how. Hey, there's room for everybody. If there wasn't room for more people to do what that is, you wouldn't have a passion to do it. Passion also is a vigorous enthusiasm. I hope that's coming through that camera right there with me, because we are,
yes, we are.
Okay, we are doing what we're passionate about. I mean, we get up in the morning, we go, all right, we get to produce a show that's going to help people get to that next level. We get to produce a show that's going to take a community to the next level. We're going to find that spark plug that has a passion to help revitalize their rural community. And we are passionate about rebuilding rural America. And I hope you can feel that, because many times you work with resource people that come into your town and they say, well, this is what I have to do. I'm going to help you. Here we are. This is my job. And that is how they help communities. Or they offer suggestions to communities. It doesn't work. And they say, oh, well, at least you tried. That's not passion. So you gotta find those people that are passionate. Do you like that, Eeyore?
I did. That was very good, Eeyore.
Yeah. That's for our granddaughter. Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh nursery.
Yeah. she lives in the what forest? Winnie the Pooh forest. What's the forest of?
Oh, the 100-acre wood.
The 100-acre wood.
100
Yeah.
acre wood.
She lives in that 100-acre wood in a 10 by 12 bedroom or something like that.
That's her community. Anyway, burning desire, vigorous enthusiasm, inner excitement, willingness to take risks. Know what you're here to do and go do it. Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, we were on a call with a colleague, and she was really angsting. She has several streams of business, and one makes money really well, and a couple of others not so much. But when you look at her face and when you look at her body language, when she talks about the ones she's not sure that are going to make money, those are the ones that she just lit up about. Her face brightened, her eyes got wide. She smiled. Her body language said, that's what I would be doing if I didn't have to get paid for it. And so we're all encouraging her. Let's use us. Let's figure out how we can get you to make money that is going to be as profitable, as stable for your family as what you're doing now that really just doesn't excite you. And you're just doing it because you feel like you have to be a contributing member of the family. Let's work on that stuff that really gets you going. And that's what we're looking for here. So think about your life and those ideas that you've had these kinds of thoughts about. Let's think about how we can figure out a way to get you into a good, solid plan to be able to execute what really lights you up. So if you have an idea for something and you need somebody to bounce it off of who won't think you're absolutely loony, give us a call, email us, contact us somehow. We would love to talk to you and figure out how we can make your dream come true.
We're not loony.
We're not. Yeah.
Well, according to some, we're not. Yeah. According to us, we're not. But according to some, yes. Anyway, we'll let us. But what passion? Let me just tell you my experiences of passion throughout my entire life to show you kind of an example of I knew I was an entrepreneur from the start, and anything outside of me owning my own business just was a stopgap measure to where I was okay with what I was doing, but I wasn't really enthusiastic of let's jump out of bed. And so through my entire life, I have owned maybe 5 or 6 different businesses, restaurants. My first actual business was an ice cream stand on there, and a seasonal one. And so we made it a couple of seasons, and that's about it. And then I've owned a restaurant. I used to run and own the restaurant at the Rapid City, South Dakota Regional Airport, and so we had a captured audience there. When we purchased that, and I say we, it was my family purchased that, and I was running it as the owner. Air travel took a 30% nosedive that year. That was in the late 70s, early 80s, right there. So the air travel, because of the gas prices, the tickets got so high that it went down like this. So customer count went down because that was a business that was really relying upon a captured audience. And if that captured audience goes down, so does your revenue. And so, that's one of those risks that you have, knowing that you're willing to face the risk to take. I mean, that's part of that entrepreneur. And then I went to work for governments. I've worked for nonprofits all throughout there, but it's always been with either a chamber of commerce, an economic development organization, but working in the rural areas. And so rural was my passion. That's where it was. How do you help rural areas survive? How do you help them grow? How do you help build them? The mechanism was through either a nonprofit organization working with a board of directors, or a local government, a state government, a federal government. I've been on all 3 of those levels, but working as a employee. And let me tell you, I never lasted more than 5 years at a position because I got restless. I felt I had something on top of me that I couldn't be as creative as I could be, and had the autonomy as what I wanted. And so that government. That government saying of, hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help, right? Okay. Mine was, I'm here to help. I just happen to work for the government. Well, there's sometimes within there, the employees and management didn't really like that philosophy. And so doing some things kind of that were uncomfortable, doing some things that were not within the rules of the employment, got me a reprimand. One of my only reprimands that I got from a government entity, and I'll tell you this, one of my only reprimands that got into my employee file was I worked on a day that I was supposed to take leave. Oh no. And so because of that, they said, oh, no, you can't work when you're on leave. I couldn't do what I needed to do to get that done. So that's why I own.
That's passion.
That's the passion. That's the passion. This is why we work on our own. We own our own business. And this is why, is because we have that passion to help, and having that passion to help also makes a flexibility. You need to be flexible because you have to change with the culture. You have to change and transition into doing new things all the time. And that's okay, because entrepreneurs are always looking for new ways of doing things, getting that edge out there and getting that disruptive attitude out there that's going to really help people. But we are doing what we know we are meant to do, and that is to help rural communities, and that is to help people become what they want to become.
And because communities are made up of small businesses and people just like that, that's what we are all about, is to try and figure out how in this new era of development, and we're going to be showing you a video here probably next week, I would guess. We have a new video coming out about the way our towns were formed and the opportunity that we have to reform our towns now. So anyway, what we're all about for Entrepreneurship Month and always is to help you get your new ideas in your town, from your kids all the way through your seniors. People have ideas, things come up. We help you figure out solutions to the problems that you have in your community.
So in your community, you have to support this type of passion. And you have to learn how can you support that and build on the creativity that an entrepreneur will have. Because in his book, Orbiting the Giant Hairball, Gordon MacKenzie tells about this story of what happens to creativity in our youth and how can we keep creativity on through within our communities. Gordon MacKenzie used to work for Hallmark Cards, and he wrote this book about the benefits of a hairball. And let me explain what a hairball is. A hairball is, in the center of a hairball is an entrepreneur. It's an entrepreneur that has started a business. That's the center of it. So if you stripped away the ball, that would be the entrepreneur standing. When an entrepreneur hires its first employee, they have to make rules and regulations. Each of those rules and regulations is a strand of hair. So the more that we get, the bigger the hairball gets and entwined. And there are things that we have to do. Now, what Gordon MacKenzie says is that the important thing is to go ahead and connect to the hairball, because there's some people that really like to work within that hairball. It's that comfort zone. It's there. When I was in it, oh man, I felt like I was really constrained. You know, when you're in a tight blanket, and the only thing I can think of is a swaddle cloth for an infant or something. I mean, they're tight; they can't even move. Their head just kind of goes. That's what I feel like when I am in that hairball. However, what Gordon MacKenzie says is that even though some people are there, the hairball has some benefits, and so you want to orbit it. You want to stay connected to it because there are some benefits in there. But you just want to orbit it around so you can have the creativity and you can be free for what you need to do, but also connect to the hairball every once in a while, that you have that stability and you have that comfort of there. So there's two different types of people: hairball people and orbiting people. Now, Gordon MacKenzie would go into the Kansas City school systems, and he would take grade by grade in the elementary school. So he would start with kindergartners, and he would bring them into the gym. And here's the kids in the gym. And he would ask them this question: how many of you like to draw? And you know, kindergartners in their drawing, boy, they would raise their hand and they jump around and they go, I do. I love it. And he would say, okay, sit down. And he would talk to the kindergartners, and then he would bring in the first graders and the second graders and the third graders, and he'd ask the third graders the same question. I mean, he would ask these questions throughout every grade, but as he was asking these questions, it got fewer and fewer, and he'd ask the third graders, he goes, okay, how many of you like to draw? And everybody sat on the floor. They didn't jump around, and about half of them raised their hand halfway up like this, and they went, I do. And he said, okay, who's the best drawers in the class? And maybe about half of those folks, half of the half, raised their hands and said, well, I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good at what I do. And then he would offer the fourth grade and then the fifth grade. And by the time he got to the sixth grade, he would bring them in, sit them down. How many of you like to draw? About 3 people raised their hands. Who's the best drawer of the class? One person would raise their hand, and everybody would point to that one person. And here's what happens. This is his summation of that, is that as we go through and get older in the school system, or as kids get older, and think about your community and how you treat your youth in your community. As your kids get older, we start to give them messages and tell them as they get older is don't dream that. That will never happen. You can't really do that. Yeah, you wanted to be an astronaut when you're in kindergarten, but right now you're in 6th grade, so you have to start thinking about reality of how are you going to support, how are you got to go out and get a job and all do all this. And so what he was saying is we take kids' the youth's creativity and we slap it. We just slap it down into our reality as adults. Entrepreneurs have the same type of passion. They have that creativity within them that you can't take them and say, you will never, ever make money at that and go, boom. What you need to do is take that passion and support it and say, how can we be supportive of what you want to do? And find the resources for them. Find the ecosystem for them. Find that support that will help people become what they want to become, because you as a community will benefit from that. You as a community will create an economy around that. You as a community will create the jobs that you're so desperately searching for because of that entrepreneur and supporting that passion and building that business. They will be able to hire more people. And so you are creating an internal job making machine. And that is where
cool.
that's that entrepreneurial wealth environment that you want to make as you start to build what you need to build. So people's passions are that burning desire, doing what they would love to do, that burning desire within them that they feel that when they're doing something else, they say, I would rather be doing this. I know I can do this. This is where this lights my eyes, just like what Kim was saying with what we saw yesterday. The sparks, the eyes, the fire, the body posture, were all different, talking about what I have to do and what I really want to do.
What I get to do.
And then that's different, and that's passion. So stick with us all month. We're really going to start to dive into this. Next week, we're going to be talking about purpose. The following week, we'll be talking about having a vision for where you want to go and the importance of that. And then the following week, and the final week of September, we're going to be talking about how do you wrap it all up into goals to get you to where you want to go. I mean, it's really important to have that passion, to identify it and know your purpose, and to have a vision of what it's going to look like. But it's really the goals that are kind of the garden stair steps, if you will, that will get you from where you want to be to where you want to go. Okay.
So one of the challenges I'd like to throw out is for you to look around your community. What kinds of opportunities exist? What kinds of needs exist? There are businesses that may be looking to retire. Can you help fill a need by helping them transition into a business succession plan? That's an important part about economic development and community development, is that it's not up to just the chamber director or the person who's paid to do that. We travel in so many circles and so many networks in a community. We can hear stuff at the barber shop or the beauty parlor or the coffee shop, or just, amongst our friend group or our church group. And we know what's going to happen. And when you see somebody who maybe is thinking of retiring in a few years, or they actually have a business now, but they talk to you and they have this lit up thing where they just have an idea, man, I would really love to try this. Connect them with somebody. Connect them with us. If you don't have resources in your community, have them reach out to us, and we'll see if we can't help flesh out some real bones to an idea. And we would love to help you do that. So you can reach out to us as we wrap up here, Kim at G Horizons or Frank at ghorizons.com. for both of those, Kim at ghorizons.com, Frank at ghorizons.com. And we would love to help you figure out some new opportunities for your community to build small businesses and a teleworkforce and entrepreneurship all over the place in new ways.
Hey, and come back all week or all week.
That
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's
Come back
tomorrow.
all month because we'll give our experience as a husband and wife entrepreneurial team that works out of their home. We're with each other 7 days a week, 360. Hi, and we're back.
Don't know what happened. Gotta love technology.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me switch cameras here. There we go. And we are back. We have we had some technical difficulties. My computer froze.
Huh.
So sorry about that.
Anyway,
And
apparently it
so
was time to be done.
I guess so. So we will see you tomorrow. And yep, yeah, okay.
We're back on Facebook.
We're back on Facebook too. Yeah. So we will we'll edit this and we'll be back tomorrow. So this is Frank Spillers
and Kim Spillers
And-
and Cece.
CC the
Saying-
Wilka Raccoon,
Yep.
and this has been Rural Community Solutions TV live stream. Go to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button so you catch every episode that we have, or you can go to Rural Community Solutions Facebook page and follow us all throughout the week. We'll even be here on Monday for Labor Day. So
Just
you have a great holiday weekend,
be
and
safe.
we will see you tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Take care.